Hey everybody, this is Scott. Today is April 14th, 2025, and this is video 7 of the G-Gauge SD40-2 project. I was going to film this outside, but it's very windy out at the moment, so I'm filming at the workbench instead. So this is a spring update video on the project. I actually really didn't do anything all winter. I normally do indoor modeling in the winter months, and I do my outdoor garden railroad in the spring, summer, and fall. But the only thing I have left for these locomotives, the main thing, is painting, handrail painting. And I still haven't found the ideal Chessie orange, and I only paint outside. I don't have any way to spray paint indoors. So the project has basically been on hold for the winter, although I have been finishing gathering my detail parts and the last of my lettering, which is actually what this video is primarily about. I'm making this video really to give a shout out to all the really cool and great guys and companies who have helped me find lettering and parts. So I want to go into some detail on this great stuff that I found and that is going to be applied. So here's one of the 3 units. The other 2 are sitting up on the shelf. All 3 are basically done except for a bit of lettering and primarily the handrails. Here's my Elko PAs again. I've featured them before. Radios. Got a small vintage radio collection. So, I have 7 bits of lettering and detail parts and 12 people to thank for helping me find and source everything. So, let's talk about those. The first one is this really great B&O and road number lettering vinyl. It's not water slide decals. It's the first time I've tried vinyl. And these were provided by Del Taparo at G-Skill Graphics. I worked with Del to find the right font and the right size, and I chose the 3 road numbers I wanted. Originally, these shells all had the same road number, and they were C&O, not B&O. And C&O was wrong. I've talked about that extensively in other videos and on the webpage. So I'm very happy with how that lettering turned out. Size is right, font is right, color is right. There's no water slide decal film visible because they're press-on letters. So that's a huge part of making these locomotives look so much better. So thank you, Del, for that. Second one, I found some 129 scale car track decals. These were a 1970s feature on locomotives and rolling stock. I photographed one on an old car in the Sarah, Pennsylvania yard, the old Lehigh Valley yard in the mid-80s. There were still some floating around. These are going to go on the handrail on the back. The real Chessie had them when they were new in 1977. So these were by K4decals.com. They make these. So I'm going to add that detail. So thank you, K4 Decals. The next one is a set of multiple different bits of lettering. The road number letters, number board letters for the number boards. Each will have matching number board numbers, that matches the road number on the cab. And so I designed those. The battery box slot I'm going to try to simulate with just a black decal. We'll see how that goes. The brake wheel plate decal, I have decals for those. That's going to go on the brake, on the side of the brake wheel. I'm scratch building my own brake wheel support, and the brake wheel itself is a USA Trains part. but I got the correct lettering for that. Air tank lettering, tiny little air tank lettering decal. I'll highlight these again when they're done so you can see them. Little F for front. The truss plate decal is a big detail that's going to go on the back handrails. That was also a detail that the Chessie System engines had when new, the truss plate. And so to find the actual lettering, I have photos that show them, but all the photos you can find online, the resolution is not nearly high enough to actually make out what the lettering says. So I put questions on a couple groups. I want to thank Nick Odell from the Facebook group called EMD SD40 and SD40-2 Locomotives. I put a question on that group, and Nick came through with the air reservoir tank lettering. He knew what that actually said, and the handbrake plate lettering. Nick had the text of that as well, and I used those to make the decals. So thank you, Nick, for those. And also the truss plate lettering, the actual 1977 Chessie lettering, that was provided by Michael Smith on the Facebook group called Chessie System Modeling Group, parentheses, new. New is part of the name. Chessie System Modeling Group, new. Michael Smith, thank you for giving me the detail on the truss plate. Much appreciated. And then I found a decal printer that was able to do custom runs. So I designed all this lettering in Photoshop myself for the right size, and I put them all together, and I made, so I had enough and a few extras in case I messed stuff up. And that printing was done by Fusion Scale Graphics, FS, who is fsdecals.com. Fusion Scale Graphics. So thank you for that. Radiator grills, new Phase 3 style SD40-2 grills. That's a 3D printed detail part by Ole Valley Railcar, O-L-E-Y. And their website is ovrailcar.com. These I love. That is just a really nice detail. The USA Trains stock grills were the Phase 1 grills, which look quite different. And the Chessie units were Phase 2 or 3? I actually looked it up once. I don't remember. I think they may be Phase 3. But anyway, this is the correct grill style. So thank you to Ole Valley Railcar for that. Those look fantastic. Coupler boxes from Camarillo Pacific. CamarilloPacific.com. They make really nice 3D printed draft gear boxes for all kinds of locomotives, and the plate, the fill-in plate. I only bought one set for the front and back of my 3-unit set. For the middle couplers, I'm using just normal KDs. So that will make a really nice addition to the detail on both ends of the trio. And then the last bit, and I thought this was going to be the hardest, but it actually turned out great, is the famous Chessie rock plows. Rock plows. I found 2 different guys who 3D print them, and I ordered a set from each of them. I found them on which was the Facebook group? The Facebook group called G-Scale 3D Printing Group. Really cool group. 3D printing is just awesome. It's come a long way. So Chris Murray made a set, and I bought a set from him. He said he scaled his up from an HO scale offering that he had made. And the other set is from Donnell Wells. And he also offers 129 scale. Chessie rock plows. So hold on, I'm going to put the camera down a second. I'm going to put this rock plow in place and hold it up with a pen. Okay, there we go. I'm going to end up using the Donnell, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, Donnell Wells rock plows. I bought 3 from him, and they are really nice. They have excellent detail, they're the right shape. I was afraid I was going to have to scratch build those, but I'm really glad that I don't have to. That one's sticking out because there's mounting tabs. I'll drill holes for the mounting posts to stick them into the pilot. And I've got 3 from Donnell. So thank you, Donnell Wells. Oh, and all of these guys and their web pages on the Builder's Log webpage. Most of them are there already, but I'll make sure I have them all listed. So that is a rather long and detailed video about all the excellent bits of lettering and detail parts that I've been able to find for this project. And they are really going to make a big difference in making this project even extra cool. So that is all for now. I suspect and hope that the next video will also be the last video. I'm intending to have this project done this spring, summer, or fall, sometime in 2025. My biggest thing I still have to find is a really good Chessie orange color match for my handrails. I've bought 3 that I thought were close, and I'm not totally happy with them, so I'm still on the hunt for orange. But once I find the orange, I will paint the handrails, I'll paint the rock plows, I'll paint the air hoses, and I will get all the decals installed. And that will be everything. And so the next video, I hope to highlight the finished project. Alright, so thank you again to all the guys who have helped me with this. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next time. Thanks.